So recently I was watching this particular video where one guy he was talking about how he had been making videos for every day for the last 130 365 days, which is a year. And he said that, like, it allowed him, I mean, what he said was very crucial. That he said that if you upload a video, or if you work, like, do something, which basically says that, if you do something for every day, for every moment, if you have the consistency, something or the other is gonna make a difference. Something or the other is, gonna happen. Something is gonna come about. Because I think that consistency is always the key. Like, I feel like we kind of underappreciate the importance of the value of consistency. A lot of the times we think that, it's just we kind of we feel that either we're made for something or we're not, and we're too easy to give up on things. When the truth of the matter is that, we can always strive for more. We can always strive for the better. And it is all about that. Whatever platform you have, whatever medium you're working with. I mean, when I was growing up, I was always looking for, like, the right way to do things. In my mind, somewhere down, I always had this idea that there is some, like, this is a way to do, or something like that. But the truth is that, as I've grown older, I've realized that a lot of things, you just do it with whatever resources you have, limited or abundant. If you want to do something, just do it. Like, there will be compromises, there will be things that probably you won't be able to do as you've envisioned. But it's still, if you keep trying, and if you keep, like, striving for, and if you're consistent, you actually keep getting better and better at it, whatever small or big thing it might be. So I think we should, like, keep our fears at bay. Yes, things might go wrong, but then again, things might go wrong in a whole lot of different ways. So let's not blame, just because, oh, we tried and we shouldn't have tried it, because we tried it, that's why we failed, that's why we are miserable. Don't think that. Don't associate. Because one thing is very important to remember is that, there's a huge difference between causation and correlation, right? So just because something is correlated or something coincided doesn't mean that, that is, like, the root cause, or that is, like, the root source of everything. And the idea, I think, that we all should keep in our minds is to let go of things, let go of the limitness. I would say, be limitless. Like, give up on the limits that we put ourselves into. And yeah, we may succeed from a certain angle. We might look like we are succeeding. From a certain angle, we might look like we're not succeeding. But whatever be the situation, whatever be the scenario, whether we are succeeding, whether we're not succeeding, whether we're looking good while doing something, or we're looking ugly, whatever, we just gotta do what we gotta do. I think that should be the motto. And we do make decisions, with a whole lot of decisions, which sometimes may work out, sometimes may not work out. But the idea should be to keep striving, keep pushing yourself, regardless of whether something is working out or not working out, because consistency is the power. Consistency is the key source of moving forward in life. You know, and like, it's almost like this. Okay, so for example, if I ask someone, like, let's say, if I ask someone, like, how your childhood was, and that person, what the person is gonna do, even as, like, if I have to think back to my childhood, I would look at the moments. I would think about the things that I did the most, or those are the things that would come to mind. The first thing when I try to answer. So what does that suggest? What it suggests that, whatever we do the most, whatever we do repeatedly, whatever we do consistently, is what becomes of us, what starts defining us. So that is, I think, very crucial. And don't put limiting beliefs on yourself. Don't be like, oh, I'm not meant for that. Oh, I cannot do this. Just do it. Just do it regardless of whether you have time or not, whether you are able to dedicate yourself enough or not. Even if you do something for, like, 15 minutes, but if you do it every day, that 15 minutes is going to amount to something in the long run. So, the idea here is to not give up. Idea here is to not think of things in absolute terms. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the times, a lot of the upbringing, a lot of the, learning that we do, not just, like, the formal educational learning, but the learning that we get from our surroundings. We see a lot of people, as kids, we see a lot of adults. What they usually do is, like, they gave up on their, let's say someone was a musician, someone liked to do art as a child, as a young person. They've given up all those things in the pursuit of money, in the pursuit of, like, settling down and having family and kids and raising kids. and we think that okay, this is how it's supposed to be. Either you break through, or you don't break through and you give it all up. But the point is that you should not be giving up on the passions that you have. You just gotta keep doing. You still, I mean, you don't have to, even if you cannot be. Let's say you like painting, right? You like painting, uh, but you're not a professional. So now the point is that you don't need to be a professional. You can still paint. You can let's say you have some free time with you, so you can use that free time to paint, to draw something, to get some art done. So that's the whole thing here going on. Like you have, there's always space. There's always a spectrum. It's all part of a spectrum, and there's always space with which you can work. So I think that's very important to understand. And don't shy away. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna be wrong. People will be critical towards you. People may not like you. People may not appreciate you. But that is whole. All of that is just pretty much out of the question, because someone's gonna hate you. Someone's not gonna like you. Like let's say you are a quiet and shy kind of person, and for that reason, someone might be like, oh, he's just too shy. Oh, he's just too introverted. It's difficult to work with him. And someone else would be like, oh, he's really nice. He's a polite person. So there everyone will have different takes on you. Just make sure that you're not hurting people. Just make sure that you're not, like causing, like deliberate, or let's say unnecessary problem, or let's say, you there is something that you do, and someone points it out to you that this thing is hurting people, or this thing is affecting people. If you think so, if you think, if you realize, you find rationality in that, and that you're hurting people, when you realize that, you stop doing that. But if there is no reason whatsoever, that you're just minding your own business, and you're doing something which people disapprove of, people don't like it, people might be like, oh, he's just wasting his time. But if you don't feel like it, if you personally feel that it's not wasting time, and it's something that you like doing, and it's something that you actually want to do, if it is something like that, then you better be doing that. Because your life is not defined by other people. Your life is not defined by other people's scenarios. Your life is defined by you. Because if you're not, and that's the most important thing about life, is that if you are not honest with yourself, if you're not truthful to yourself, if you're not truthful to the vision that you are, if you don't let yourself succumb to fear. Because a lot of the people in the world succumb to fear, and they give up on things, they give up on ideas, they give up on creativity and everything else. But if you do not give up on things, if you keep striving, you may not make it to the biggest point. You may, because you may not have a head start, or any of those things, but you still will be holding within yourself the potential to create magic. So I think that's very crucial. When we're trying to study, when we're trying to analyze things. So fear should not be. So we should move ourselves away from fear. That should be the key objective in our lives. To just do things. You will feel uncertain about things, doing things. You'll feel a little afraid, intimidated by everything. You might look at other people and you maybe like, oh, they're doing so much better than me. I'm just losing in my life. I'm just a failure. These are all kinds of thoughts that you're gonna have. But if regardless of all those things, if you keep pushing yourself, keep striving, keep trying to aim for the better, you will eventually become better. And so that's, I think that's the key motto in life.